he's been playing unreal. I mean, he's making some huge plays for us at key moments, and he's been great.
Right side, second row, Jordan.
Yeah, for Gus, we've seen you so many times when there's 2-on-1s and just your ability to find ways to break up plays. When it's the plays like when you're diving, like when you break up the one with Evander Kane, just how much of it is anticipation, how much is preparation, how much is just instinct, how much goes into a play like that for you to figure out what you need to do?
I think for sure it's a lot of instinct. I think it happens so quick, so you can't really think too much about it, but a lot goes into it. If he's a lefty or a righty, if he's going to shoot or pass it. It's all what I read in the moment, probably.
Left side, third row.
Sam, this is for you. Just wondering, at this time of year, you come off a big emotional double OT win. Is there such a thing as momentum, or is it just game to game?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's whether it's a big win or whether it's a tough loss, it's all how you bounce back from it. It's what happens in this 2 days in between that prepares you for the next game. So, we feel that we take pride in no matter what happened in that last game, we're gonna do what we need to this next couple of days to be at our best once that puck drops, and expect the same out of them as well.
Right side, third row.
Sam, how have you felt about your line so far in the series? What have you liked? What can be better moving forward?
I mean, you're talking about one of the toughest tests in hockey against some of these players. It's not one line that's going to have to do the defending against a team like this. It's going to be a team effort. We've always been fortunate enough to have the depth to kind of pull our team along. We've always used that to our advantage, and this series has been no different. Certainly we would like to be on the board a little bit more, but that's not something that keeps us up at night. We're trying to win hockey games as a group, and that's where our focus is.
Right side, fourth row.
Gustav, nobody in the last 20 years has better numbers in the playoffs as a goaltender than Bobrovsky. It goes beyond overtime, but we talk about skaters and players being clutch. What about Bobrovsky as a goaltender, and is clutch even a characteristic of a goaltender that you can look to?
Yeah, I mean, he keeps us in the game so many times at key moments and making huge saves. He always gives us a chance to win every night, and yeah, he's been amazing for us.
Left side, first row.
Sam, one bounce either way. This is a 2-0 series, one way or the other. We look at this as a very evenly matched series. What's it like playing in a series like this with so little margin for error, knowing how quickly it can flip one way or the other?
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to get caught up in where you could be. It's all about staying in the moment, taking it one day at a time. Handle our day to day. That's kind of been our motto the last couple years. You can't think too far ahead, and you can't think too far in the past. So, it's all about getting ready, to go tomorrow, and that's certainly a big one to go up 2-1. So that's where our focus is.
Left side, fourth row.
Sam, this is for you too. I wonder if you could just touch on and describe the energy and noise that Nate Schmidt has brought to your group.
I think it's something we knew right from training camp, right from when he came in. You need those personalities in the room. Especially this time of year when games get tighter. Nothing changes out of him, and it's huge to have personalities like that in the locker room.
Right side, second row.
For both of you, I know Brad has a decision to make this offseason, and players aren't involved in other players' business decisions. But hypothetically, if you had, what would you do to try to keep him here, and then what would it mean if he was able to return?
All we can do is try and win the series. I don't know. That's kind of out of our control.
Anything to add, Gus? Left side, back row.
Gustav, I have a nephew. He's a young defenseman. He's 9 years old. He watched you the other night, and he wants to know, he loves the way your art of the slide. So he asked if you would tell a 9-year-old defenseman how to learn to slide as well as you do, what would you tell him?
You cannot be scared to get a puck in the face. That's first. No, it's you gotta practice it for sure. And like I said, you can't be too scared what's gonna happen. But usually, you want to force the forward to either shoot it quick or trying to make a pass. So it's you gotta have the right timing at the right time, and obviously it depends. Righty lefty too, how you slide, but you want to have momentum going at the guy too, but you don't want to trip him either. So it's hard.
Any more questions? Left side, third row.
Question for Gus. Just wondering what you thought about the pace of play through the first 2 games. And in terms of speed, do you see speed as more of an asset for offense or for defense?
Yeah, I mean the pace has been really high, and it's a lot of scoring chances at both ends. But that's what happens when you have so many good skilled players on both teams. I feel like so. Yeah, it's been a crazy pace so far.
We'll take 2 more questions all the way on the left. Emily.
This is for Sam. You guys talk a lot about sort of that Game 7 mentality and preparing for to be a team that can succeed in Game 7s. How does that sort of play into overtimes and preparing for that mentally and physically?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a mindset we try and have. We're trying to play Game 1 just like we would play Game 7. It's that simple, structure, doing things the same way, being on tops of pucks, defending first, and that's leading to our offense. Everyone gets, tighter when you're closer to the end. It's just a fact. We feel that our structure is going to benefit us. It's simple right from the start. So, when games get tighter, we feel like we've got that to fall back on, and it tends to be goals like that when there's a breakdown. So the tighter you can keep it, the better off you'll be later on in a game.
One more question, right side,
Hey,
third
Sam,
row.
I'm just wondering on the breakaway in overtime, were you almost surprised to have that much space? And how do you kind of refocus and regroup when it doesn't go your way in that spot?
Not surprised. I mean, I think got on the ice a little too late. Was able to get it. At that point of the game, it's you're not expecting to have that much time and space. Certainly would have liked to have ended it there, but it's honestly not too hard to regroup from that. You trust we have enough to pull through, and sometimes it's a bounce, fortunate bounce or an unfortunate bounce that leads to it. But no, you just got to move on. It's not my first mistake. It's not going to be the last one. So you just got to accept them.
Thank you for your time, guys.